What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one on the James Williams Dog Waters, and I'm back. And I came here today to talk to you about some things, and I'm gonna do it live because I was recording. I was like, man, why just don't say this live and just get it over with? Let the, you're not gonna be able to do all the editing you normally do, but who give a damn? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? All right, I want to start with this, ladies and gentlemen. I think we need to come to an understanding of possibly how politics really works. And the best way for me to make you understand this, because I want you to understand it, is this week is the first bad news cycle for Donald Trump. I don't think he's going to be victorious in this weekly news cycle. And I'll explain to you why. And it looks like it's just way too much for this news cycle. But I want to bring to your attention that since the beginning of January 21st, I've never seen a politician win every news cycle for 7 months. He's won every news cycle. And he furthermore goes to show and explain how good of a politician he is because he's won every news cycle for 7 months straight. And then he loses the news cycle right after the big, beautiful bill is passed. Now, what bothers me is, and I'm just going to be honest with you, what truly bothers me is that people don't get the, where is it at? Let me go to X. People don't get what politics really is. So politics is deal making. And so we see the art of the deal playing out right now. And it takes a couple of days. It took a couple of days to really see it. Now I'm starting to see it. So people are like, oh, Donald Trump endorsed Lindsey Graham. You don't think that Donald Trump knows it's a bad idea for him to endorse Lindsey Graham? He had to endorse Lindsey Graham to get something done. Oh, Donald Trump came out and he gave weapons to Ukraine. You don't think he don't know it's a bad idea to give weapons to Ukraine? Or he met with Israel. All of a sudden Israel just came the following week. What you're looking at is all the stuff, all the leverage that it took to get the big, beautiful bill done. Looking at all that leverage, the consequences of that leverage jammed into one news cycle, 1 7-day news cycle. He's doing his best this is me looking at it from the outside. He's doing everything he can to jam it into one weekly news cycle. Because all these issues could destroy a candidate, a presidential campaign, a president, and destroy his base. Why else would you allow all these issues to just hit one after another, after another, after another, after another? Unless you're intentionally putting them into the cycle and saying, let's get this crap over with, and then let's move on. Now, I want to say this as well. I love my late night crew, but I'm under the impression, and I've been given this impression by reading the comments and reading the emails, that people tend to not realize that all the little spooky stuff, the conspiracy stuff that you watch and you like, I think there's a disconnect in people's mind where they think that that's not connected to the things that go on a daylight. Or they know it's connected to the things that happen in the day, but they have this love for the things that happen in the night and the dark. And what I mean by that is everything you see in the political realm that's playing out is a result of the conspiratorial, whether you want to call it lizard man, alien stuff. This is the arena where the battle's fought. Politics is the arena where it's fought. For example, if you paid attention to my video last night, where it was Urinal, I called him Urinal, Noah Havari, he's sitting there talking about how it's not going to be a human world anymore. It's just not going to be a human world, and we're going to... Where do the policies come from that institute this non-human world? They come from the political realm. It has to be made policy. And so I encourage you, if you watch the late night stuff, to watch the daily stuff. Because all I'm doing is going in and pointing out from that same perspective the things that are a threat and a danger. There's a unique opportunity you guys have. You have a guy who is an engineer and a background in engineering, extreme knowledge of spiritual warfare, extreme knowledge of the weird, freaky stuff for 10 years, but then politically minded that can just sift through and see, like, hold on, boop, 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 boop. So you're missing some of the goodies, is what I'm saying. And I don't think you should miss it. Now, some of you guys, I'm sorry, just some of you guys, you just want to be entertained. Some of you guys not here to win a battle. Other guys want to be here for a battle and win. And I need the winners, because I'm a winner, I gotta win. I need the winners to understand we got to be all over all of it. And I'm not trying to just tell you this so you can be like, he want me to watch more of his videos. No, I'm trying to tell you so you'll know for your damn self. So, for example, here's Jim Carvell on the screen, right? Old Skeletor Jim Carvell. Jim Carvell has been saying for the longest, hey, y'all need to stop lecturing men and being woke and highlighting women. But if you understand from all the way from back the earlier videos where we were talking about the globalist plans, they plan on making all men extinct. It's transhuman. And then when you look at it from a spiritual warfare perspective, who did Satan fool? He fooled the woman. So when you see them putting all these women in power, now you understand that it's targeting them. When you see the videos where it's like all the advertising where it's like a white woman and a black man. No. They're going to phase out all men. But they got to use the division. But they want to phase out all men. They want transhuman. Then you see the videos with Peter Thiel that I've showed you. Where Peter Thiel is like, yeah, the guy's asking Peter Thiel, do you see there being a human future? And he's like, transhumanism is the future. It's all right in here in front of you, man.
Go home. You want a cold beer, you want a hamburger, and you want to watch the football game. No, you can't do that. Not football. No, hamburgers. How many calories that has? Do you know what that does? Beer? No. You should be drinking a nice fruit spritzer or something. And like, oh, get off of my back.
Let me start that from the beginning again. Because Jim Carvell is making a point about wokeism that is very important. And I think everybody should hear it. When Jim Carvell, a hardcore Democrat, has had enough of wokeism, please understand that Democratic men are getting ready to start trending in that direction, especially men his age. They're going to all trend in a direction where they're done with wokeism. Come on, Jim. Talk with your little demonic behind.
You go home. You want a cold beer, you want a hamburger, and you want to watch the football game. No, you can't do that. Not football. No, hamburgers. How many calories that has? Do you know what that does? Beer? No. You should be drinking a nice fruit spritzer or something. And like, oh, get off of my back.
There's this agitation and aggravation that's being released into the earth to deal with all of this wokeism that's out there. But wokeism is a part of the tools that are used for destruction. Remember, we're going from wokeism to transhumanism.
Toxic household items you should consider throwing out ASAP.
What the hell is that? See, this is why I don't go live. So you go wokeism to transhumanism. Oh, there it is right there. Right on the screen. And make sure it's showing it on the screen. This is how the stuff be working when I be recording. Here we go. But you got to understand, wokeism is what allowed you to get all this foolishness in the classroom and get DEI in. And DEI wasn't really about helping black people or Indian people. It was about helping white women and men who decide to put on dresses. And it all leads to this. Representative Nancy Mace, the world is waking up, another win, and one step closer to ending the grooming of children. Leave our kids alone. The largest provider of gender-affirming care to kids in the U.S. announced that it'll be shutting down the entire clinic effective July 22nd, 2025. Now, let me go to my bookmarks right here, because hopefully I have this bookmarked. Let's get on to let's get into like the elephant in the room. Jeffrey Epstein. Make sure that's on the screen. That's on the screen. Let me make sure I'm streaming. I'm streaming. Let me pull that out so I can see your comments. I'm gonna do that. So now this is what I have. Here we go. All right. So we where we need to be. I think everything is organized. Yes. All right. Let's get to the elephant in the room, which is Jeffrey Epstein. And it's important that we cover the elephant in the room, because after 4 days of this, here's the assessment I've come to. And you see it right now. I'm going to try and find it because I saw it this morning. You see, in wokeism, people put a bull ring in their nose, right? And that bull ring is used to drag them around. It's symbolic of pride, and pride dragging a person around, right? From a spiritual perspective. See, inside of the conservative movement and MAGA movement, Epstein is becoming pride thing. Sorry. Like, and I'm not saying you're proud of Epstein, but, like, I can't be wrong about Epstein. I can't be proven wrong about Epstein. Like, he can't get away. This can't go this way. It's like, it's this willful, prideful initiative that's being manipulated. And it makes sense that it will be manipulated this week. This is like I don't even know if there's something on like a celestial schedule that's going on this week, some kind of full moon week, blood moon, purple moon, orange moon, pink moon, some crap like that going on. And I'm even having a hard time articulating this how I want to say it. It's people can't let this go. And not let it go as in, and this is why this is such a unique trap, because you can't let it go as in, okay, well, see, bruh, we just not going to protect the children. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is, it's almost like there's a wall around people's mind that not understand that, hey, if you know for a fact that there's a thing called a Clinton body count, and they can take you and stuff you in a duffel bag and with barbed wire around your body, and the police can determine that was a suicide, then there's this vast network that's throughout our government that covers up stuff, right? And if that network was in place, and this person was a part of that network because they were all flying on a plane together, there's a high probability that either the evidence is missing, one, or number two, which I think it really is, or these people are so devious and dastardly that they have found a way to manipulate my emotions about this man. So this week we see mixed messaging. Here it is right here. Perfect. Thank you, Lord. Judicial Watch. The Justice Department, FBI, are sending out contradictory messages telling the American people that no more Epstein material be released, while telling the federal court, in our case, that the Epstein FOIA reviews are is proceeding. Tom Cotton, Judicial Watch. They're playing everybody. Because at the end of the day, if I wanted to take down a president like Donald Trump, if I wanted to divide a movement for America, to bring America to its knees, and I have an issue like this, no. I'm just going to seesaw you like this and play with your emotions, get you agitated, get you aggravated. And all I'm saying is, until we reach the point where this man's name can be mentioned and everybody's not, they don't dislike whatever, we went this way. You can't get a reaction out of us. You can't pull us by our nose like this. They're going to keep on doing this. Now, somebody will say, well, you know, did you see the article where it came out? And matter of fact, let me just show you. I'm going to show you how I know this is what they're doing. Because then people are trying to act like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let me show you. Gateway Pundit. Watch this. It's real simple. And I'll have somebody from the Gateway Pundit on to explain it. Where did it go? Don't tell me they removed the article. Watch this. Breaking. Another massive Epstein bombshell. Media narrative destroyed. Epstein's body confirmed in his room on upper level tier where they found him, not lower level tier shown in video. Okay, perfect. Think about it. Not emotionally, stop being emotional and think. Why would they release a video of the wrong tier? Why would Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and everybody release a video of the wrong tier? They wouldn't. But guess who would give them the video of the wrong tier? The deep state inside their organization. You gotta understand, if we evil and we know we getting burned and they hunting us inside the organization and we getting burned either way it go, then guess what? I'm taking shots at them all the way through and through. Like if I'm evil and I know I'm getting burned, and I have friends inside the FBI and they've been telling me, man, you know, there's some hunts going on in here. Like they hunting people down to get rid of them. Going through files, going through stuff. So there's a war within the FBI. There's a war within the DOJ. And people act like this war does not like it's not real. Yeah, I'm disappointed in Donald because Donald didn't give me what I want. You act like he walked in the room. He went and reviewed every video himself. He sat there and took all that. He said like him and Melania was laying in the bed last night. Baby, sweetheart, let's look at the Epstein files. Let's go through all the videos of Epstein tonight. Yeah, Donald, we're gonna go through all the videos. And I watched hundreds of hours of the Epstein files. And you know, he was really on tier L and instead of tier J. And no. He depended on these people to do their job. They depended on other people to do their job. You got some snakes in there. And them snakes is biting. And the best way to hurt somebody like this is to destroy their credibility. And the best way to destroy their credibility is to bring their own people in disappointment and then have people say, oh, we gonna call for Pam Bondi to step down. She lied. She this. And then you watch the bot accounts come out the blue. They've been hitting me, bot accounts. Oh, excuses. And I noticed it like 15 times. I was like, hold on, let me go look up these accounts. Because they think people can't look them up. Look up their accounts. Oh, yeah, this account was just recently created. Let's go find this email. And then you start noticing all the emails will go back to the same locations. Okay, it's bot accounts. And this ain't the Republican. I mean, this is not the Democratic Party that has the ability to do this. This ain't Hakeem Jeffries doing this. He ain't that damn smart. This ain't Nancy Stock Market Pelosi. They ain't that smart. I said it a long time ago. You know who you're competing against at this point in time? I'll tell you. Nobody else is going to say this. At this point in time, we are fighting AI. Yeah. You fighting humans that's been using AI. I suspected it when Q first came out. And then when Q morphed and changed, I was like, this is some hardcore psychological brainwashing shit, man. And then I started to see it now. I'm like, oh, this was all a setup to lead you to here. I was like, can't no human being think this damn deep. I mean, like the amount of mental focus it takes to draw out narratives and drive narratives into the future the way you can. It's almost like, imagine like a 18-wheeler with an open bed, right? You know, and you could dump things, but it's riding down this highway and there's all these overpasses that in the future. And what they've done is they got this 18-wheeler driving down the highway, and then they position themselves on the overpasses and they just drop stuff in it as they go. Bloop. 6 months later, let's drop this. Bloop. A week later, let's drop this. Bloop. Bloop. And then now we at the point to where all those people who are highways, who are dump trucks, are full. You're full of these ideas. You're full of these concepts. You're full of these beliefs. You're full of all this crap. And now they say, okay, we're going to put a roadblock there. Boom. And crash you out. That's how it works. It's a terrible thing to do to people, man. It's a damn terrible thing to do to people. But when you pay attention closely, you can see it. Remember they got the song, it's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. I want to say that's Gerald Levert. You smile, you smile, you smile, you smile for me. It's more than anything I ever heard. It's written all over the place, man. You can see it if you pay attention. You see, I stopped using a board because I want to do my own news thing. And I should have kept my board because I would have saw it. You know what I'm saying? And look. And they keep on hitting you with it. Here go another one. July 10th, 2025. Epstein horrors. Official sleight of hand about millions of pages of unreleased evidence. It's not all child porn. Not all destroyed. See, this is the pacing and leading, the pushing and pulling, to just constantly drive you into agitation, aggravation, pacing, pull, pushing. It's psychological manipulation. And how do you deal with this? First of all, the way you deal with it is you come to the realization that you're being manipulated and you're being played. Second of all, the natural question is, well, James, who's playing me? Don't matter. Do you like the way you feel? I mean, honestly, do you like the way you feel? If you don't like the way you feel, then you got to find a way to disconnect from it. I don't like the way I feel. I don't really feel no kind of way about it, to be honest with you, because I see it. But if you don't like the way you feel about it, you find a way to disconnect from it for a second, get up higher than the situation, then look at it and say, okay, this don't make no damn sense. Why am I having such an emotional reaction to this? And then you look around the room, where my kids at? Where my grandkids? They got my sons, my daughters, my nieces. Did anybody take them? No, ain't nobody take them. They here, all right. So I'm emotionally invested in this. Do I want to be invested in this? Yeah, I can't stand them. Okay, cool. I'm good with being invested. I'm there. Yeah, I'm in. Okay. Now, how much do I want to invest? Because, see, y'all ain't getting none of these options. You just jumped in the water. Yeah, you know we going to get them. Because everybody else is jumping in the water. Now we at a point where it's time to be smart. It truly is time to be smart. And the question is, how do we get these people? Because this ain't going to be the way. This road right here leads to agitation, aggravation, destruction, and division. How you get to these people another way? You got to find out another way to get to these people. This ain't working. Every day it's some back and forth. And then there was a comment in the video. It's like, well, Q said there would need to be misinformation. I bet they did. I bet they did, buddy. I'm pretty sure they did say there need to be some misinformation, buddy. Oh my goodness. Be mindful that that's what's going on with this. It's clear when you really pay attention to it. It's obvious that that's what's coming down the pipeline, and that's what I wanted to say. Now, normally, what happens at this point in my day is I continue to go down a rabbit hole of what's in the news. So I'm going to spend a little time. Watch this. Let's see what Benny Johnson talking about.
But from what Liz Wheeler told me and from what Jack Posobiec said, that there was going to be photographers out there, so they're caught off guard. And just to highlight something else, 2 days ago on the Bongino Report Rumble channel, now I forgot her name, Haley's talking about the fact that none of this is going to cut it. Nobody believes this, and it doesn't jive with the last decade of information, of intelligence. And so it's just this
on Bongino's own channel.
Well, it's on the Bongino Report, and I shared the clip. But and then everyone's like, well, now they're on the inside, so they've seen the evidence. I sincerely believe they had more reliable evidence from the outside when it was coming from leakers within than they have right now after having been given a file from the FBI that they are now investigating for corruption. So you try to make that make sense. They're investigating Comey and Brennan for corruption with the Russiagate thing. We'll see if they get to any charges before the statute of limitations is up, like Patel had advised on Rogan. They're investigating the same FBI for criminal misconduct that they are now relying on what was handed over to them, or at least what they think was handed over to them. So even their own arguments don't square off within the four corners of this thesis that we're expected to swallow. And it's discouraging because Trump has to succeed. If the Democrats take it in 2026 at the midterms, and if they take it in 2028, but you'll have staved off a commie Kamala for 4 years, but you might end up with Zoran Mamdani in 2028 or AOC. So this is not criticism for the sake of criticism. This is criticism for the sake of construction. And they better start fixing things, because when you lose you didn't lose Jack Posobiec yet, but when Owen Schroyer's, InfoWars, Posobiec, Steve Bannon, when they start leveling this criticism publicly, you'd better listen, because you're not going to shame them into silence.
Find me a Trump supporter that does not deeply love and listen to on a daily basis. A Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Steve Bannon. Fox News has been going quite hard on this, actually. There were a number of segments last night. Some of them used our old clips, and it's always an honor, and we're always thankful for it. It's the work that we do here on this program. But Fox, Laura Ingraham did like a 20-minute segment that used multiple clips from this program to talk about what a nightmare this is.
Do y'all see it yet? I'm serious, guys. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the trap? When I tell you this is beautifully orchestrated, and everybody's in their emotions. For example, now you Alex Jones and Owen Schroyer and all these people are separating from Trump, and Steve Bannon and all the rest of this. Of course, the deep state is not dumb. Of course, the deep state is playing within the FBI. I just don't understand where people got this concept and idea that the deep state wouldn't strike back. For example, I love Alex Jones, but Alex, they just tried to lock your ass up. They just tried to take your business and steal your name. Them same enemies is there. They just tried to put Donald Trump in prison. See, this is the thing. Everybody talk about conspiracy theories, but you can't see the conspiracy going on in real time. You got to wait 10 years to see it. Real time conspiracies going on in the moment, right now. And everybody's like, real time. And I love Ben Johnson. I'm not sure who this guy is on the right. I feel like that's one of those CIA guys that be like, I was in the CIA for 50 years and I look like he got some old CIA looking ass eyes. The point I'm making is real time conspiracies unfolding right now, history right now, war right now, and everybody acts like it ain't no damn war. God, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, help me with this, my Lord. I'm going to get my cigar, and I'm going to take me a break. I'm going to hang out with my mother-in-law with her pretty self. We'll take her to do something, laugh and joke with her, go have some lunch. Because it's obvious to me that this is just them playing everybody. And everybody need to calm the hell down. Of course, Donald can't come out and say, hey, I made a deal to get the big, beautiful bill passed So I got to endorse Lindsey Graham. Of course, Donald can't come out and say, well, I got to give some rockets to Ukraine because I had to do these things to do the big, beautiful bill. But it's obvious he's got to do it. Well, DW, it's America first. It's war to you. It's war. You know you got rhinos in there. You know you need 2026 for all of them to be kicked out. You ain't at 2026. You got to deal in the reality of what you're dealing with right now. Remember I told you about the story about the boy with the chicken on? And how my cousin had to fight the boy with the little chicken on? We had a false reality. We thought the little Negro couldn't punch with the chicken on. You figure, oh man, this dude tripping. Then he hit with the chicken on. Bow! And we like, oh man, this nigga get hit with the chicken on. Oh no, we gonna have to deal with him. He got dealt with. Yeah. You getting hit right now with a giant chicken arm. You thought the deep state was completely crippled. And they just sitting there like this. And you're like, wow, hit you with the chicken arm. And you like, I got hit. My nose is bleeding. That's all it boils down to. My Lord. Jesus help me. All right, guys, if you like the video, hit the like button. I don't even know if this video is still live. Somebody slammed the chat or what they did. I can't even see the chat. That's why I'm be doing live because it takes so much to try and organize it. I'm out. Hit the like.